all of a sudden Alex Smith does not pan out, and they paid him all this money, and they botched the Kirk thing. And look, if we're being honest, Bruce is a big reason Kirk doesn't want to come back.
Correct.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Got to be the number one, I would think.
Yeah, I've won, and I don't really know what's two.
He'd be reasons 1 through 10 for me if I were Kirk Cousins.
So,
well, what does pan out mean for Alex Smith?
So the
problem is he's not horrible.
Like I would say if he hits the cliff, like the fear for Alex Smith is not that he's not good, it's that he's old by NFL quarterback standards. And so if all of a sudden, he's 33 now, he turns 34 in May, he plays this season, and let's say it's all right, and his 35-year-old season, year 2, is trash, and all of a sudden you're looking at the third year of the contract, like, what the hell did we get ourselves into? That could be problematic for Bruce Allen. There's only so many times you get screwed up. And here's another point that needs to be made. We talk about Alex Smith being number 1 overall pick at the time that he was drafted, and he's talented, and we'll see what he's got left in the tank. And I hope it's 3 years of great football because, frankly, covering this team, if it's not, is going to suck. Kirk Cousins is one of the greatest draft picks in NFL history in terms of he was a 4th-round pick that panned out better than you can ever imagine. Like, he's not Brady, but you could argue, I mean, I have to go back through the history of the league, but, like, he's got to be one of the better ones that's ever panned out for a 4th-rounder to turn into what he's turned into.
A top 10, top 12 quarterback.
And they screwed it up at an unbelievable level.
No, they did.
And
in terms of his production,
Yeah, the value that you were getting and to hit on a guy like that and to then botch it is part of this story that needs to be mentioned.
In terms of sort of the wear and tear on him, he's played in, talking about Alex, he's played in 156 games, started 151 of them. He's taken 388 sacks. God only knows how many other hits. So, I mean, he's definitely got some wear and tear on him. There's no doubt about it.
Look.
But he looks good.
But you saw him this year.
He looks good.
He's still great.
He's a good quarterback. He really is. Problem is, he doesn't have the core of good talent that he had in those other two cities.
And you've probably seen the best statistical year out of him that you're ever going to see.
He'll never top 26-5.
And he's coming off of it this past year.
Probably so, but 34 doesn't scare me. To me, that's prime for a quarterback. You talked about it this year. Josh McCown at 38 had a really good year.
It was a decent year.
18 touchdowns, 9 picks with an awful team.
Right.
All right, but what'd that get him?
I understand that.
They're still looking
for a quarterback.
a
But I'm just saying that you can play well beyond 34, 35,
you know what got them?
Look, he's not going to get benched.
I agree with you at quarterback.
He's going to play well. Yeah. He's going to play well.
Yeah.
I agree with you. But if you're establishing,
but what's playing well? I mean, what do they expect by
what's playing well for him? I think
him
22 touchdowns, 8.
What is the goal?
Well,
is
the goal is to
right. So
hopefully
that's what he's going to be judged.
They're going to try and they're going to try and boost the team around him. I think this is what they felt like was the best that they could do. They made a move.
That's right.
The best they could do. They weren't going to get Kirk Cousins.
And
they weren't willing to tag him.
And Craig, the reason the Chiefs did the deal, because there were other teams interested, is because they wanted Kendall Fuller, and the Skins did not want to part with him.
Of course.
But they had to throw in Kendall Fuller to get the deal done, and Fuller is better than a lot of people think.
He was unbelievable last year. Like, his rookie year, he wasn't healthy. Last year, he has the experience of the rookie year
and by the way,
to lean on. And then
Eric was down on him his rookie year, and I said, just hold on. He's not healthy.
True.
Let's give him some
time.
time.
Microfracture.
I hated him his rookie year.
Yeah, but you liked him this year.
He hated him his rookie year. But last year, look, he played at an all-pro level last year. He's not going to get the recognition because you get the recognition 2 or 3 years after you deserve it in pro sports. That's how it works. Kobe Bryant kept making all-defensive teams 5 years after he was even an average defender because it's reputation based.
He's the president of the Kobe fan club over there.
Then pick someone else that had the same thing happen to him. But for a guy, like, if he produces at the level he produced last year, he's going to make a ton of all-pros. And I just was able to look this up. He played 65% of snaps last year. This is not like slot corner's an unimportant position. Most NFL teams are in their nickel more than they're in their base, and he's got the position flex to be able to go outside. It would not have surprised me if he was the starting outside corner opposite Josh Norman this year, and then they slid him inside in nickel situations. Again, more than half the snaps. His skill and the position he plays are vital the way the league is right now.
Because everyone spreads. Every team has 3 and 4 receivers.
Not only does he spread it out, but like a lot of the way teams play, a lot of the screen passes, things like that. He was a screen killer this year. You could not run a screen to Kendall Fuller's side. I saw one successful all year. He plays the run really well. So there's all these things, and that's a huge deal in nickel. Teams will intentionally go to 3 receivers to get you in nickel personnel so they can run on you. He wasn't a part of their run problems this year. So he's like, to give up a player like that. And by the way, here's the other thing. When you talk about building a culture within an organization, you want to be able to do it from within. You draft guys with a certain character profile that says this is what it means to be a Washington Redskin. He was everything that they wanted in that. He was smart. He was professional. He was prepared. He's tough mentally and physically. And with 2 years remaining on his rookie deal, they go, see ya.
And
that makes no sense.
I don't think they wanted to.
He got
but it doesn't matter. They did.
On top of all that, their defense is atrocious with him. So plucking him off that defense.
Right. And I heard that a lot. Like, oh, well, because their defense is bad, no one is safe. The idea is then that you don't subtract the good players. Right. The idea how you get better is you add more good players.